Before coming to Vietnam, I wasn't quite aware on what to expect or how it would be. I figured it would be something similar to Thailand, but do not make that mistake because they're completely different. I've lived in Vietnam for a year and a half now, and I've gotten accustomed to some of the culture and lifestyle differences that you wouldn't expect here in Vietnam. So in today's video, I'm going to show you and explain 8 things you should know before coming to Vietnam. Like in most Asian countries, the main form of transportation here in Vietnam is the scooter. So traffic can be very chaotic and sometimes scary. First hurdle you'll probably have to overcome here in Vietnam is learning how to cross the street. All you have to do is just look straight ahead and do not hesitate. It might look like you're gonna get hit, but don't worry, the scooters will go around you and dodge you. If you are brave enough to ride a scooter here in Vietnam, just know that it requires a high level of skill, especially in the big cities like Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi. People here don't really obey the rules. They'll run red lights, they'll drive the opposite way. It sounds scary, but it works. I'm not sure how. With time, you'll start driving and slowly get used to it. You'll also notice that some scooters won't even have a right mirror because their way of looking to the right side is just looking back, which I found to be strange, but like I said, with time, you'll get used to it and it becomes normal. You do need to be careful with the people around you though, because they can be very reckless when it comes to driving. I've seen people on their phones driving their scooter. I've seen people drinking and driving their scooter, carrying another motorbike on their scooter. And they balance it, I'm not sure how, so they might not have their eyes on the road at all times. So just be careful with your surroundings and also when you're crossing the street. And if you don't want to drive, it's completely fine. You can always get a Grab scooter or scooter taxi that will take you for cheap anywhere you like with just a click of a button.
Young.
How old are you, Young?
58.
58.
Yeah.
Never, and I mean never, go into a Vietnamese home with your shoes on. Always take them off before entering the home. Your shoes are dirty from the outside and you're gonna make the house dirty. When you're at a Vietnamese person's house or maybe someone is kind enough to offer you some food, always finish everything on your plate. Because if you leave anything in your bowl, you probably won't be invited back or they're not gonna like you anymore. Vietnamese people take their food very seriously and they don't like anything to go to waste. Also, be very respectful with the elderly. If it's your friend's parents or a friend's grandparents, just be kind, be friendly, and always, whenever they try to offer you something or give you something, reach out to receive it with both hands. If you want to win some brownie points in any type of interaction here in Vietnam with the Vietnamese person, the best way is knowing some Vietnamese words or some phrases. And if you're really nice at a restaurant and you do this, there might be a chance that they'll even give you free food. Especially if you're in the rural areas where they don't see a lot of Westerns. Some words that you can use on a day-to-day basis in your interactions are like thank you, which is cảm ơn, or sorry and excuse me, which is xin lỗi. Or maybe if you want to compliment a girl or a young lady, you say em đẹp quá. If you just finished your meal and it's delicious, you could say ngon lắm. And a very important one is how much is it? If you use this word when you go into a store, the person helping you will less likely try to rip you off because they think you've been in Vietnam for a while now. And that's bang you ting. Either way, with today's technology, you can always have Google Translate on your phone and translate basically anything that you want to communicate with the Vietnamese person. Don't be afraid to bargain. My Vietnamese friend once told me that when Vietnamese people see a Western, the first thing that comes to mind is money and charging you more. So don't hesitate to ask for a lower price. Normally when I bargain, I always offer 1/3 of the price that is given to me and then I'll negotiate from there. Or I'll ask them to give me a better price and then I'll lowball them just a little bit more after that. And with time, you get accustomed to knowing which is the right price and in which places can you actually bargain. Ever since I arrived, people have told me this. Be careful with your stuff, take care of your belongings. But personally, I've always felt safe here and so far I haven't been robbed or nothing has been taken from me. But either way, you do need to be careful with your things, particularly in the big cities like Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi. I've heard of people getting their phone snatched, their bag snatched. I've had a friend where his place got broken into. It's not something that happens often, but it can happen. And as I said, it hasn't happened to me, and I feel extremely safe here. Even safer than when I was living in Australia. For some reason, the freedom here is different. I feel like the government and authorities are not breathing behind my back, waiting to catch me to see if I'm doing anything incorrectly, or police trying to stop you constantly to see if you have a scooter license or not and trying to get money out of you. That doesn't really happen here. At least it hasn't to me. But if you are a female, just be aware that I have heard of some harassment cases from Vietnamese guys to the females. Because as a Western here, you do stand out, you're considered unique, so obviously I think you're gonna get hit a lot more here than you would usually in other places. Here, if you want to rent a scooter, rent an apartment, or buy most things, you will be doing it through cash. But the good thing here is that these transactions are seamless. It's not like in other countries that you have to show proof of income, you have to show proof that you're a resident. No, none of that. If you have the cash and you can pay for what you want, you'll get it right there and then, and the transaction is easy. Some people have contracts, some people don't. Sometimes it's just a handshake. But the trust here that humans have for other humans is incredible. Topping up your SIM card can be a huge pain. The best thing you can do is, as soon as you arrive to the airport here in Vietnam, is buy yourself that SIM card and have the person there teach you how you can top it up again. Because you have to text all these different numbers and send all these different codes to renew your prepaid SIM card. If you want me to make a video on this topic, I'll be happy to do so. Just let me know down in the comments. Don't make fun of the Vietnamese government or mock any politicians. Here, you can get into very big trouble and possibly even end up in jail if you disrespect the Vietnamese culture or make fun of the government. The Vietnamese people really respect their authorities and the government here and obey all the rules. So just make sure to keep the name of the government out of your mouth, or don't post any of this kind of stuff on social media. It can be spread around incorrectly and you can get into big trouble. When you go out to eat or go out to drink, tipping in Vietnam is not expected or very common. But if you want to leave a tip, that's completely fine. They'll really appreciate it. Just don't leave it on the table because someone might snatch it, or give it to the manager. Hand it to the person that assisted you and they'll personally take it and would be very grateful. You can also tip the Grab drivers or the food delivery drivers whenever you order food online. These people actually don't make that much for delivering food, so it will go a really long way if you could tip them any type of cash. And my last tip is to not hesitate to come to Vietnam. This place is amazing. You would not regret it whatsoever. It might have its differences, but it's what makes it so exciting in such a beautiful country. I've made this video here that explains the lifestyle, the culture, the dating life, and how life is as an expat into detail for anybody that's interested in coming. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Christian Rodriguez, bye.